This is State Farm agent Jason Hardy coming to you today with the El Dorado Wildcats. Jason Hardy, State Farm Player of the Week, and this week's Player of the Week, Cooper Henry. Cooper, congratulations for being named the Jason Hardy State Farm Player of the Week. Tell me how it feels for your coaches to honor you as Player of the Week.
Well, it feels great. I feel like we could have definitely done better last game, but we had a few positives, and I'm just glad that I was picked to be picked this week.
Understand. It is always a little bit bittersweet to get Player of the Week after a tough loss, after a tough game. But at the same time, Coach has given me some stats here for some season stats. You're 100% on PATs. You've had in the last couple of games, you had field goals of 47 yards, 20 yards, average of 46 yards punting. And on your kickoffs, over 6 kickoffs, was this just last week, Coach? On on 6 kickoffs, had an average return or total return of 10 yards. Man, that people look at kickers sometimes as a I don't know, a non-athlete or something like that, but that's a critical part of the game. And I'm going to say, or I'll let you tell me how much are you working on it to be able to be that accurate and that consistent with what you're doing.
Well, this has been a everyday thing since, off season, really. Just lots of hard work during the summer practices and kicking 100 balls a day, just perfecting the craft.
And that sounds like a lot. That sounds like a lot. Coach, tell me a little bit more about your kicker and the work that he puts in.
Yeah, you're right. A lot of guys think the guy's just a kicker, but Cooper's a very good athlete. Been a soccer player, and he can throw the ball, he can catch balls. There's lots of things he could do. But we talk about the summer program and stuff, and we had to reel him back in. He was kicking too many balls a day. It's kind of like a pitcher. You only got so many pitches that you can throw. So we had to reel him back in. But look at the kickoff return. Even go back to the last 2 weeks, I think we've given up probably 10 yards. We scored 52 against Sylvan Hill, so that's 8 kickoffs plus the start the game's 9. So in 15 kickoffs, we've given up 10 yards return.
That's amazing. That's a crazy
and a lot of
number.
that. Yeah, I mean it is. It's putting the ball where it needs to be put. Sky kicking. Get the ball high, get it on the bottom of the numbers, give our coverage team time to get down. Surprise onside. We got one of those a couple weeks ago. So it's a lot more than just kicking the ball through the uprights. It's putting the ball in the end zone when we need to on touchbacks. And getting the ball to the right spot so our coverage team will know more specifically where to go to. And we made a change a couple weeks ago on our kickoff coverage team, and Coach Townsend's doing a great job with that. And we're glad he's on our team and put the ball where he needs to.
Absolutely. I'm gonna get you to share a little secret here with me, Cooper, and I'm gonna let you pick which secret it is. I know there is some technique to kicking the ball, like Coach said. It's not just lining up and putting your foot into it. There's some technique there. Give me something, either kicking or punting, either one you pick, that the average football fan and wouldn't realize goes into as far as technique of kicking the ball. And it can either be kicking or punting, but just give me something, a little inside baseball here.
Well, I can give you one for both. So on field goal or like kickoff, when you kick it, you don't want to kick it with your toe. Right close to your ankle is the hardest part of your foot. If you put the ball on that, it's gonna go a mile. And
it might go a mile if you put the ball there. It won't for me.
And on punt, if you don't have the perfect drop, it doesn't matter how hard you can kick the ball. If you don't have the perfect drop, then it's not gonna go where you want it.
Okay. All right. And I've got to guess the angle that the ball is dropping to, is that what you're talking about, right? The perfect drop?
Yes, sir. It has to sit perfectly like parallel, or else it's going to get jacked up.
All right, fair enough. I think jacked up is a perfect description of what it would look like if I tried to punt. So no, that's great. No, I know there's got to be some technique to it, or you wouldn't be trying to kick 100 balls a day. That just sounds crazy to me. You ever have any foot problems as far as from kicking too much and create some pain, some problems in that regard?
Well, after off season, whenever I take a little break from kicking, when I first start, my ankle will swell up pretty good, and towards the end this summer, I was kicking so much, like Coach said, he had to reel me back in. It's because I pulled my quad, and that was in the middle of me going to like college camps and stuff, trying to get recruited, so it wasn't the best time to have that injury.
Right, and when you're, and I know Coach is proud of the workout program that's being put together there. When you're working out, is it strictly focusing on legs, or is there something else that you're working on?
No, sir. I just work out with everybody else. What everybody else does with our starting safety, AJ Gilmore, and starting quarterback, Kenan Jacobs.
Okay. All right. So there you go. For all the people listening that think the kicker's just off to the side and just doing his own thing, he's working out with everybody else. So that's good to know too. That's good to know too.
And I lift more than them.
Oh, okay. So now we're throwing that out there. Now you're going to talk about being stronger than they are. Okay. That's got to be some motivation for them when the kicker's a little stronger than the safety and the quarterback. You don't rub that in their face at all, do you?
Oh, not at all.
I believe that. Well, let me talk to you a little bit about Cooper Henry off of the football field. Tell me something about Cooper Henry that maybe not everybody knows.
Well, I'm taking a couple college classes. I actually just left one early. Thank you, Miss Morgan. Over at the South Ark campus. That's college algebra. And then I take Literature 1 and Literature 2 back at the high school. And that's all I'm taking this year.
Okay. So. All right. So challenging yourself a little bit with some college classes, getting some of those concurrent credits. So good job for doing that. That's the student part of student athlete. Now you mentioned trying to be recruited a little bit ago. Anybody knocking on your door looking for a kicker?
You know, I've had a few coaches really talking to me from UCA, Louisiana Tech, but no offers yet. Okay.
All right. I would have to imagine that would be a skill that college coaches were looking for. I mean, everybody's got to have a kicker, so I would think that would be something good. Now, tell me, what is your long? Coach mentioned you had a 47 earlier this season, 47-yard field goal. You got a longer one than that? Is that your long?
Yes, sir. During a practice, before I pulled my quad real bad, I had made a 60, and then during the spring game back earlier in the year, I made a 52 from the left hash in front of everybody.
Okay, but in game 47 is your longest.
Yes, sir.
To date. That's good, man. That's got to be a weapon, and I will bring Coach back on here before we get off. But that has to be a weapon that just, I mean, I think about high school football. You just really don't see 47-yard field goals on a regular basis. That has to be a weapon that you love having in your back pocket, Coach.
Oh, there's no doubt. You know, once we cross the opponent's 35-yard line, we feel like we're going to get points. You know, yep. Last week we kicked one, had one blocked, but it was a breakdown in protection. It wasn't our execution time because we're trying to get the snap to the kick in under 1.3 seconds. If we do that, then we feel like we should be able to get the ball off and get it through the uprights. But it is a great tool, great weapon to have. Like I said, when we cross the 35, you're looking at 50-something yard field goal. So we got all kinds of confidence in him. He didn't tell you earlier during the summer during kicking practice. I think he was 12 out of 12 at 50 yards. Wow. Which is really unheard of. Is a great job. But with the strength of the leg and the accuracy, that's a pretty good combination.
Absolutely. Well, let me say again, congratulations to Cooper Henry for being named the Jason Hardy State Farm Player of the Week. Cooper, this is your senior year. You're going out. You kicked your long field goal, Anything else you want to check off before you get out of here, man?
Yeah, I just want to keep up with the kickoffs and 100% PATs definitely. We'll need to get that field goal percentage back up. I'm not where I want to be on that.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, man, best of luck on those goals. Best of luck on the rest of the season. And again, congratulations for being named Jason Hardy State Farm Player of the Week. Cooper Henry, kicker for the El Dorado Wildcats.
Thank you.